Hi, it's Dr. Dina Churchill, Innovator of Women's Health and Wellness, here tonight to talk to you about some illusions of the world and the healing benefits of plants. This week is particularly challenging as I'm sifting through the myths and mirrors and illusions around our health and healthcare systems. And the genetically modified foods that I see as we're going through the produce section of our grocery store, where the foods have been genetically modified, not only changes the nutritional value, decreases the nutritional value, but also the taste. And they're sprayed with a poison called glyphosate, which again destroys the natural bacteria in our body and also destroys the environment. There's no safety studies, independent safety studies that I know of for this glyphosate that's being sprayed widely on our foods. And I know this because I've contacted the pesticide department and asked for those studies that haven't been forthcoming. Also, another concern is that our vaccine program seems to be growing, where there's more vaccines, from vaccines of chickenpox and diarrhea and shingles, and where we haven't really assessed the safety and efficacy of the ones that are already in place. How do I know that? Because again, I've asked the health departments and also the Prime Minister and the federal health ministers for safety studies that haven't been forthcoming. And then this week, what I've found in my research is that those companies, politicians that are supporting genetically modified foods and vaccines have also been connected to businesses that are criminal. The sex slave business is the fastest growing criminal business in the world right now. Businesses buried within businesses, a $30 billion industry. On my personal page, Dina Churchill, I have some resources and shared some of the research that I found on that. But it was quite disturbing. So I hate to sort of depress you here on a Friday night, but maybe I can suggest, some silver lining or the light in the tunnel. And I think that light comes from knowledge, love, and wisdom. So I've had a particularly challenging week just trying to get my mind and my heart around what I'm finding in my research. And, a light came to me in a picture, in a card from a friend, and in a dung beetle that was delivered to my door. So this is the power, really, that's going to shift and change the world. Is a love for each other and a love for our planet, and not having the courage to dig a little deeper and to share what we find. Because the magic really to move the world rests in love. All that we need to heal ourselves and the planet is already here. We have to take care of our bodies and take care of our environment and our resources. Dr. Wayne Garland, whose vitamin D I love and carry, had cancer years ago, and part of his alternative cancer treatment in Europe was involved soaking in the salt water in seawater 20 minutes a day, because the blood plasma has very similar mineral constituents to the salt water. And then they had to lie on the beach 20 minutes on either side. 10,000 international units of vitamin D3, which is important for our immune system function, again, for fighting off cancers. Because cancer is just an overgrowth of cells. The problem is really that your immune system's been deficient. And then they would lie on the beach, and they're gathering magnetic energy from the earth, a process called grounding. That's really important for healing your cells. They would do intermittent fasting, because intermittent fasting can cure a lot of things. If it's just for general health, 12 to 14 hours, fasting, or again, more chronic conditions, arthritis or inflammations, a couple of day fast, juicing, fresh juices and organic juice, not these Franken plastic genetically modified foods, but organic foods that have good nutrition, and juicing gets more concentrated nutrition. And then he would be having fresh water, because chlorine and fluoride in our water is neurotoxic. The Lancet American Journal has just listed it as a neurotoxin. So we know that fluoride actually calcifies the pineal gland and affects our higher brain functioning. So again, all these resources are here for us if we take care of them. So tonight we're going to look at essential oils. before I do, as a chiropractor, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the nervous system if we're talking about healing. Because the nervous system, brain and spinal cord, innervate every cell, organ system in our body. It's the first system to differentiate 7 hours after conception, when the two cells get together and start to divide. And if the nervous system is somehow affected, impinged, it will affect not only your perception of the universe, because it affects brain function, but it will also affect your absorption of information and nutrients from the earth. So the nervous system is important in healing as well. But the essential oils. So we have lavender, lily, thyme, thyme, and anise, and the healing from oils is going to be as clear as the nose on your face. Essential oils. I mean, humans have used plants for healing for as long as we've been on the planet. 60,000 years ago in archaeological digs, they've found things like opium, poppies, and cannabis that were used. The father of medicine, Hippocrates, 400 BC, used plants. He would sit outside for healing. He would sit outside the marketplace and would take notes on plants and herbs and spices that would help or aggravate certain conditions. In fact, our whole modern medicine is based on Hippocrates' research of plants. And modern pharmaceuticals have, many of the pharmaceuticals are really copies of what's found in nature. So they've tried to copy it, and then in twisting the structures, haven't been really successful in healing, and created, incidentally, side effects that are inherent in this nature copy, if you will, of pharmaceuticals. What we've forgotten, and then they put a price tag on it, of course, but what we've forgotten is that our bodies have kind of a natural coherence with the substance of the earth. That's why they soaked in that salt water, because the salt water has the same mineral constituency of our body. Our hemoglobin in our blood is just one molecule different from the blood of a tree, which is chlorophyll. So the same molecules in us as in nature, and something that heals nature will heal us, because life heals life. Remember that. Life heals life. Revelations 22 verse 2 says, the leaves of the trees are the healing of the nations. The leaves of the trees are the healing of the nations. I'm going to show you some things later on that shows that ancient wisdom that's sort of filtered through humanity, really. So essential oils have a homeostatic intelligence. What that means is they can increase or decrease based on what the patient needs. A homeostatic intelligence. So let me just show you a picture here. Do you know what this is? A frankincense tree. Okay, so that tree is growing in a very hostile environment, as you can see. And it will have enzymes and neurotransmitters and hormones and things that will help that tree survive in that environment. If we take that frankincense oil, they've compressed the resin and made it into an oil, it offers us those same properties to help our bodies survive in a hostile environment. So I had some abnormal cells on my nose removed a few years back, so every night I put some frankincense on my nose. We looked at the Journal of Infectious Diseases and Preventative Medicine that were pairing and comparing frankincense to some of the antibiotics. And frankincense oil and some of the other oils were outperforming antibiotics for these superbugs. So anti against biotic life wipes out not only the bad bacteria, but also the good bacteria. Where something like oregano oil, for example, you could grow oregano, at your home and use it for different recipes, but oregano oil will kill hostile microbes, but it'll nurture those that are friendly. Or something like angelic oil can be used to stimulate a uterus to contract or relax, depending on what you need. Or myrtle oil is an adaptogen that, again, is used to stimulate or decrease or increase thyroid activity, depending on what the patient needs. So our pharmaceutical drugs are incapable, really, of such intelligent acts of discrimination. So this homeostatic intelligence, being able to increase or decrease, is very useful. And then there's only one synapse. So if we smell an oil, and you can use it in a massage, in oil, you can use it in a diffuser, in a nebulizer. You can put it directly on your skin. Some of the oils are edible, so you can put, oregano oil, for example, in water and take it that way, ingesting it. But one sniff, and it goes from your olfactory membrane right into the limbic system in your brain. So it acts immediately. I mean, something like a medication that you have to take by mouth goes through your digestive system and takes a while to be absorbed. And this is dead. It treats symptoms. It's not alive. But remember, this is squeezed from the tree, so life heals life. And again, it's specific to those harmful cells, but non-specific to the healthy cells in your body. So like I said, an antibiotic is kind of like a shotgun approach. It wipes out everything. But the essential oils preserve your natural flora and environment and target the harmful cells. So it's almost like quantum healing, where it knows to elevate or to decrease or to affect something else. It has a dynamic effect in our body, where if you take a blood pressure medication, it lowers your blood pressure. It's a very linear approach. That reminds me, I had someone email me and ask me about a blood pressure essential oil for their family. And, you can't use the essential oils like we use medicine, or it's not going to be a wise paradigm. So if you have high blood pressure, the first thing I'd be recommending is to lose 10 pounds, because losing 10 pounds, you lower your blood pressure by 10 millimeters of mercury. Exercise, reducing your stress, meditation, and then you might find something like lavender oil or an oil that relaxes you, can help lower your blood pressure. But we can't use this linear approach in a quantum healing mechanism. Again, on our Oxford Chiropractic Facebook page, the way we had a discussion about salt lamps for anxiety. And yes, salt lamps are great. They help, change the ionization of the air and increase oxygen utilization and can help decrease anxiety. But again, for anxiety, my first recommendation would be to have a chiropractic adjustment that balances your nervous system. And then maybe some meditation, getting out in nature and getting the, vitamin D from the sun and the earth energy to heal your body, reducing your screen time, B vitamins. I mean, there's a lot of other things. So when you're living in a quantum paradigm, there's not just one answer. You have to create a program for yourself. So the essential oils are the same. You can't take this oil for that. You have to create an environment that's going to be healthy and where the oils can work optimally. So the ancient clue. So I was teaching a workshop to the Massage Therapy Association here in Nova Scotia on essential oils in the nervous system. And as I was researching, I found this ancient symbol called the Eye of Horus. So I was looking at this Egyptian symbol. Again, it's of protection, royal power, good health. It's really the ancient sky god depicted as a falcon and represents the pineal gland that I talked about earlier, how the fluoride calcifies the pineal gland, but this represents the pineal gland. And there's a lot in here because different parts of that eye represent different senses. So again, you can see thought, hearing, sight, taste, touch, but smell is 1/2. It has the most weight. So I thought, why would the ancients have smell such a high weighted and gave it such importance? It's because it's a portal to a greater understanding, awareness, and healing. So there's a lot to this symbol that I'm still discovering. This is the Fibonacci sequence, for example, and sacred geometry. And the Fibonacci sequence is a series of numbers and a sequence that runs through many different patterns in nature. So once again, it's showing us that we're all connected. Life heals life. I'm going to show you, I posted a link to a video called Singing Plants. Again, that shows us the intelligence and the wisdom of plants. And it's just, to me, so magnificent that all our healing, is right here, and how everything is connected. So the Eye of Horus, apparently the right eye is the masculine represents the sun and the left eye is the feminine. So I thought I would draw the left eye. Feminine. Also, you know that through our deceptions, you know, our eyes can deceive us. And if we're just seeing through the right eye, we'll see something. And if we're just seeing through the left eye, our perception changes. But if we can use both eyes to focus on one point, using our masculine and feminine wisdom, it's really going to help heal you and heal the planet. It's your illumination. It's your Illuminati. So I found this poem I thought was really interesting. I'm just going to see if I can bring that down. By Emma Mills. And it says, "This one true eye, it beckons me to visualize what you cannot see, to escape our body's fleshy dents, is what I know is common sense. Knowledge continues to multiply as I come to understand my third eye." Because life, right, heals life. Life and love heals life, and all else is an illusion. I'd like to thank you for watching. And if you'd like to join us on our Facebook page, it'll be Dr. Dina Churchill, Innovator of Women's Health and Wellness, or our practice page, Oxford Chiropractic. Or again, if you're looking for information and research that I've done personally, my own personal opinions, they'd be at Dina Churchill. So I'd like to close by asking you to reach for the stars, envision and achieve your personal best, and most of all, enjoy the journey. This is Dr. Dina Churchill, signing out.